What's going on, family? Grace and peace. This is your host, Javon Blue, on the Kingdom Talks podcast, where we're going to be talking about God, business, trading, manhood, marriage, and all the real stuff that's happening out there. So listen, sit back, relax, open up your Bibles, open up your notebooks, whatever you got to do, and let's get it. Sheesh, let's go. What up? What's going on, Kingdom Talks podcast family? We are on another episode of the Kingdom Talks podcast with your host, Javon Blue, and we back at it, family. And like I always say, I'm excited to be able to spend time with you guys, giving you guys, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding that I have obtained and gained. And I love speaking to you guys. I love speaking to you guys. I love the feedback. And guys, listen, we are still on our 21 quotes of Musashi. I hope you guys have been enjoying the last two and really applying the wisdom. You understand? I feel like a lot of times, we binge on personal development. We want the wisdom. We want the quotes. We want the books. We want the talks. We want the mentorship. We want all of that, right? And there's nothing wrong with that at all, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to gain as much knowledge as possible, right? Solomon says it in the book of Proverbs, I believe, where it says that a wise man stores up knowledge, right? So I'm all with that. But there's something that's called the next step after that. And the next step is the action step, which you must apply the information that you are obtaining. Because if you don't apply the information, then it has no power, right? You're just gathering and storing up information. That's it. So I don't agree with the saying that knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power, right? Applied knowledge is power, because I can have a gun all day, right? I can have a gun on my hip all day. I can have a gun in my house all day to protect my family. But if I never pull the trigger if somebody comes in, then I'm just as worthless as somebody without one that cannot protect himself. So you have to look at that when it comes to wisdom, when it comes to knowledge, right? You have to use it. You have to apply it in order for it to get its true power within you, right? So I hope that makes sense. So guys, listen. This episode is going to be about, and I think this is actually piggybacking off of the second one, but it's still something that we can talk about. And the third quote from Musashi is, "Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling." Right? I'm gonna say that again. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Wow. Right? Phenomenal philosophy. And the reason being is because this, and let's dive into this a little bit. The reason why you don't want to depend on a partial feeling is because it's not calculated. Right? I'm going to say that again. The reason why you don't want to depend on a partial feeling is because it is not calculated. When you do things off of a partial feeling, you are moving off of your emotions and you're not calculating the totality of the movement that you're about to make. Right? So there's a lot of people. Let's just use marriage as an example. If you base your marriage standards on, and I'm talking to my men right now, man, you already know she look good, right? Let's say, shorty come down, yada, yada, yada. She walking down. She doing what she doing. Body bad, beautiful. Pull up in the Benz, yada, yada, yada. Got the condo, doing what she doing. And you like, nah, that's my wife right there. That's my wife. That's wifey material right there. And you're basing that, your feeling to marry her is based on a partial feeling, because all you're looking at is the appearance of what it is that she wants you to see. Right? The reason why women dress how they dress, they go out how they go out, is because that is what they want you to see, right? So you're attracted to the material, the physical, and not the totality of what it is that she brings to the table. Is she going to be your helpmate? You don't know that, because you're basing the marriage on looks, right? You're basing the marriage or going to marry that person on low-hanging fruit. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of times people do that. They get married when they're in their 20s, early 30s. Oh, yo, she looked good, job going good, da, 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 da. Or he looked good. He got the job. He got the looks. He doing what he doing. And your whole foundation is built on sand because of the looks, because of the partial feeling. And then when you get deep into, right, when you get deep into the marriage, you 2 years in and you like, what the heck did I do? Simply because, you acted off of a partial feeling instead of the totality of the movement, right? So guys, when we're making decisions, when we're living our lives, I feel like the reason why people move on things off of a partial feeling is because they don't take their lives seriously. You don't have no goal for your life. You don't understand your purpose of life. You don't even understand why you're here. You just want that temporary fix, right? You want that image. You want that pleasure, right? For a moment, hoping that it'll last forever. And that is why you do what it is that you do off of partial feelings, because you don't calculate things when it comes to the long term of things. The reason why I wanted to marry my wife, like I knew what it was, because I knew the woman she is, I would say. I know who she is as a person, who she is within her identity within Christ, and I know what she can do for the marriage. Not just what she can do for me, but what she can do for the marriage. Right? So my wife was bringing more to the table than just looks, than just the body, than just la la la. You know what I'm saying? She bringing mindset. She bringing philosophy. She bringing order. She bringing like my wife is very analytical. Right. So I'm the person that's like, listen, man, I'm just ready to take action. She like, yeah, but before we do that, make sure you map out this, that, and the third. Make sure we got the back office right. Make sure da, 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 da. Who do we need to hire for this, that, and the third? That's how my wife think. And guess what? I'm cool with that. I don't fight her on it. I don't do anything. Why? Because I didn't do this off of a partial feeling. I did this off of looking at the totality of the entire marriage. Like, what is it that we're building? So Musashi said, do not under any circumstances depend on a partial feeling. That means any circumstances. Because, a lot of us, we might say, well, let me just compromise off of this one thing. You know what? Let me just compromise, off of this. Let me just compromise off of that. And it's like, when you start to compromise, what starts to happen is how can I put this? When you compromise, you don't get the fullness of the fruit that you could have gotten if you just waited and remained disciplined, right? A lot of times we settle for average because we're not disciplined enough to wait so that we can see where it is that we need to be planted. Good God Almighty. I hope somebody is hearing me right now. I hope y'all hear me. Right. So, I'm not going to do this as a long podcast. Y'all already know these are 21 quotes we got to get through. But I really hope you guys understand what it is Musashi is saying. Right. What is he saying? He's coming from the mindset of a warrior. He's coming from the mindset of a samurai. But you can apply this to your everyday life. When it comes to food, when it comes to sex, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to investments, right? Oftentimes we see a lot of people, right, make investment moves off of emotions. This is why a lot of traders fail. This is why a lot of people lose in the investment game, because they're doing things. And they're depending off of a partial feeling. They're depending off of their strong emotion that they're feeling, instead of doing the homework of calculating the risk, looking at the company, researching the company before you put your money within that stock. right? Before you do that trade, are you looking at the fundamental analysis, right? You want to trade oil? Hey, listen, I'm going to need you to go read something real quick, look at some technical analysis off the daily or the weekly time frame, then make a judgment and execute. But too many times, 9 times out of 10, people are moving off of their emotions. That's why they get partial results, because they're moving off of a partial feeling. Good God. So guys, listen, man, I love you guys. Go out there, go kill it, go make it happen. Do what you have to do to execute at the fullness of what it is that you are. Whoever it is that you are, whatever your identity is, right? Stand strong in that and move based off of that. Let that be your foundation. Like, what is your identity? Who you are plays a huge part in how you act on certain things. And this is why people need to change their philosophies in life so that they can get to that next level. So don't depend on partial feelings, family. Look at the totality of the whole situation. Do a calculated risk, right? Analyze the situation, pray on it, then make a move, right? Make it happen. So listen, I will see you guys on the next episode. And you already know, let's go, let's grow, let's dominate, let's build wealth the kingdom way. Let's get it. Yo, what up, Kingdom family? Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Listen, I want you to hit up the block, hit up your job, hit up your family, your campus, your friends, whatever the case may be. Send them this episode. Let them know what we got going on. And I will see you guys on the next one. Let's get it.